Hi guys, Heidi here. Today I'm looking at BigQuery ML. I'm looking at specifically at the ARIMA model, which is a time series forecasting model using the autoregressive integrated moving average, where it predicts differences between one timestamp to the next over a period of time, factoring in the mean average error. And I am populating it by doing a select statement from a BigQuery public dataset. And I'm reading in three columns here, and I'm doing a group by so that I get per day the bottles sold for each individual type of alcohol sold and by date. And I'm using those three variables to populate my options available in the ARIMA model, so that the date is the time series column, the bottle sold is the actual data column, which I'm going to be predicting on, and the descriptor is your item descriptor. So when you run this model, it actually creates for you under your dataset a model, and it brings back the results, the forecast results, that you can then call to populate a DataStudio report, for instance. So I have written a view to do exactly that, and this view selects the data that is in your historical table, putting in null values for your forecasting fields, and it selects all the data from your forecasting table, and it runs the ML forecast function, which reads your model for you, and we want the next 30 days, which is the horizon of 30 days, with a 95% confidence level. So this is your view, which you can use in a DataStudio report. And your DataStudio report I have created here, which actually shows you your historical values next to your predicted forecast values, which is here in the end, which is what it estimates your next month's values will be. Now, if I go back here, I actually don't want to just run this once off. I want to run it every month that the BigQuery data is updated. So to do that, that day that it gets updated is not consistent. It can be any day within that month, and it changes per month. So I actually want to compare the metadata, the last modified time of my public data set. And here you can read the metadata by running this command here and selecting your table, and it'll bring you back your last modified time. And that result I have set into a declared variable, which I've done there. And I've done the same for my forecast model, which is, as you can see, where they put the results of when you ran your model, they put the results in there. So I've got the last timestamp, both your public dataset table and your forecast model were changed. I compare them in this if statement here. And if the one is greater, your public dataset has been updated, then I will actually run my model. Then I won't be incurring, if I ran this daily, I would be incurring, I think it's 38 gigabytes of data. So let's just end our statement. Let's end our if statement, and let's end our store procedure. So I wrote this into a store procedure. There we go. Okay, and I wrote this into a stored procedure called append new data. Now, if you actually want to use the store procedure, because this just creates the store procedure, it doesn't actually run it. You actually need to run a call and call that store procedure. Now, that particular command you can actually schedule to run daily. So I can create a new schedule, and I can call this forecasting update. I can set it to daily and the start time, and we want to start it from today at 9 o'clock at night. And then that will actually save your stored procedure, and it will save your call to your stored procedure, which will then run your stored procedure and populate your time series data. And then when somebody opens their DataStudio report, it will actually call the view that you have created, where you have joined together your historical data with your forecasting data to predict the next month's data. Right, guys, thanks very much for listening. Bye.